Thank you so much, Your Excellency, Mr. Prime Minister, for your remarks. And thank you for whoever believed in the dream and participated in its achievement. I reiterate my thanking to all my colleagues of journalists and people working in the media who are airing from here, Egypt, the country of civilization, the country of eternity, and the country of the future. Allow me to direct the questions to the partners of success. And then we are going to start talking with our success partners here in this great entity. Good afternoon. I welcome you all. Let me start with Mr. Hisham طلعت Mustapha, CEO of طلعت Mustapha TMG Group. You are building the cities of the future. We can say that you are reshaping the urban structure of Egypt. TMG has projects that extend to different countries, and we say that we as Egyptians, we carry the genes of the Egyptian builders. These genes were passed through our ancestors. What are your evaluation of the participation in this great event as TMG? In the name of God, I start. I'm very happy for this great event and unique event. Such event is a great event that makes difference in the history and the contemporary life. This great event is a landmark in the recent contemporary history of Egypt. We think that the tourism sector in Egypt is a sector that's very important because it affects the flow of foreign currency, protects the Egyptian economy to a great extent, and also and maintains low inflation rates when we have balance between the inputs and the outputs of the hard currency. I just would like to give an indication that what's going on in Egypt currently is something we can see, we can feel, something tangible in the tourism sector. I'm going to tell you a piece of news that you might not believe. Aswan today as an average room rate with $150. Cairo has a rate of 1,100 USD. These numbers haven't been there throughout the past 20 or 30 years. This means that you are attracting inputs of the hard currency, which is double or triple what used to be gained by the tourism sector in the past. What you have seen when you were coming here, the civilized front and facades and all the developments here and the corridor that leads to the pyramids. All of these components create a new mental image to Egypt, a new positioning to Egypt. This is going to pay off generously to this sector, the tourism sector, and subsequently it's going to affect gigantically the Egyptian economy and the inputs of the Egyptian economy, and also lots of different industries. So I can see now that it's a great landmark, and that's going to have many impacts in the near future, as we can feel today the tangible effect. We can see numbers that we haven't seen in a long time. The peace conference that was held in Sharm el-Sheikh, we have been suffering with the occupancy rate of hotels in Sharm el-Sheikh. Now, while I'm talking to you, we have like 85% occupancy, and the pricing of the rooms have quadrupled or have risen 4 times. We can see this, and this is a good indicator of what's going to happen in the next year. We are witnessing a great shift in the scene, and this is even going to get better on the level of all Egypt. Last question. You have a role in supporting the hospitality services to support this specific project. If you can talk to us about this point. We have started on a space of 350,000 square meters to build a hotel group that's very gigantic to be connected to the Grand Egyptian Museum, and so that the tourist can just walk throughout tunnels to be able to reach the Grand Egyptian Museum. Great hotel of the Four Seasons and great entertainment project in this area. We have started 4 months ago, and we are going to inaugurate in 3 years' time. We are also doing restoration works to the palace and making a great upgrade that has to do with the development in the area of the museum and to the pyramids, and also the development in Marriott, Al-Zamalek, Winter Palace, all the cataract, and we are doing a comprehensive development and renovation of these different hotels to be able to keep up with the requirements, new requirements of tourism that's facing Egypt. Thank you so much. My question now to His Excellency Mr. Mohammed Mansour, CEO of Mansour Group and Man Capital. I welcome you all. In fact, you are one of the people that have had a role in supporting the projects that reflect the spirit of the contemporary Egypt and that give the world a real image of our achievements. You are among the board of trustees of the Grand Egyptian Museum, and this is a natural appreciation of your participation in this. How do you see the inauguration, and what does it mean to you that to be a part of this great historical event? It's very important event to Egypt, and I'm very proud of what's happened in the construction of this great entity. I have arrived yesterday from Europe, and everybody's talking about this event, the international media, the magazines, and this is going to pay off in terms of tourism in Egypt. It's very important to the cash flow that's going to take place in Egypt. I foresee a great future of Egypt in terms of in the field of tourism, and one of the reasons that the interest of this success is the infrastructure that was created throughout the past years. I served as a Minister of Transportation at a certain period in the past. So when I'm landing off with the plane and I see the different roads, I get confused because there are lots of new roads, which is something great, because when the tourists come and see such great museum, I think they say that it's going to attract 5 million tourists, and I say it's going to attract more than 5 million tourists, and it's something that we should take pride of, because the museum is great, and we congratulate Egypt and congratulate all of us. Thank you so much. I ask the next question to Engineer Ahmed Izz, head of Izz Steel Group. Throughout the 4 past decades, Izz Steel had different contribution in building the contemporary Egypt and renovating its cultural urban heritage. You have participated in this great entity, but around 10,000 persons working in Hadid or Izz Steel, worked in the Grand Egyptian Museum. What does this symbolize to Izz Steel?
Thank you very much. I would like to accomplish and add to what my brother, Dr. Hisham Mansour, what he has displayed in his own speech related to the benefits of and the positive points that that this iconic project will get its own fruits to the Egyptian society. But I would like to add that this project, for me, is rebirth of civilization, of the Egyptian civilization, and its own heritage for all the Egyptians before just considering this as a great moment for the whole world. We are recollecting and recalling the 7,000 civilization moment to make sure that we were here for about 7,000 years ago. We were there on this land, building this civilization, ancient civilization, updated and modern, and also surpassing other civilizations with its own great methodologies and techniques. Yes, we have done that 7,000 years ago. So we can do that nowadays. We can restore our own achievements again. And this is happening right now on the grounds past years ago, according to the detailed moments that I'm going to say now. There is an update for my own country and our countries. We can see this modern civilization is being carried out right now. Let me tell you something. In time when the borders start or the obstacles start to arise regarding obstacling the movement of trade, Egypt is announcing to the whole world that we are there, opening the whole gates, opening the whole seas in front of the whole people, having this new thousands momentums in front of the whole people. We're welcoming all of the world peoples to come and witness this great civilization that has been there since or for about 7,000 years. As it still was there, tens of thousands of my own employees were there. They are colleagues, guys, and they do have a great role to play in establishing this great landmark, and as steel is the main supplier of this great project. Yes. To tell you what we have achieved in Egypt in different kind of a project, not just the Grand Museum, but we are a great partner of the government state to build a new momentum in the field of production and construction of new buildings. We do have a great partners in this industry, but we are very glad to be with this perspective since its own new start. I would like to give great thanks to Mr. Tribi, the head of National Bank of Egypt. Now I would like to ask you a question. Your own slogan is, it's the bank for all the Egyptians. Yes, it's a slogan, and all the Egyptians remember that slogan. Today, it's the only bank who has participated in strengthening this historical momentum. Yes, it's the strategic partner to this project, and it's a great partner in Renaissance funding element or supplier. We all see your own bank is always there. I would like to ask you about your own vision related to the financial projects and supporting these cultural and civilized projects. In the name of God, most compassionate, most merciful. Can we switch the mic? Can you hear me now? Yes. In the name of God, most compassionate, most merciful, the National Bank of Egypt, its own history for more than 127 years now. Can you hear me clearly? Am I audible? Yeah, this mic is better. Yes, our own bank, its own history is there since 127. Its own market share is 48%. Its own shares or assets is more than 5 trillion, and its own loans 4,500. I'm not going to talk about the profits, guys, because of the NVI. You know, the museum as a project, the gem as a project, from my own perspective, it's a message to the whole world. It's one of the main important cultural and civil and historical projects in the whole world. We, as a bank, have a great strategic partnership with the Grand Egyptian Museum because we are the main sponsors, one of the main sponsors of this project. Yes, we are there because we know that because of the importance of this project, it has more than thousands of artifacts And this will document inside the historical background of Egypt as a civilized or as a historical country. Yes, we have believed in this project because we do believe in culture as it will build the national identity of the Egyptians, and also it will provide a great support for the cultural tourism that support the Egyptian economy. Yes, National Bank of Egypt is playing that as a kind of a state duty, and we are delivering a message for the current generation that says the importance in maintaining the Egyptian heritage. We need to put it in its right position in the whole world. Yes, sponsoring this event is a great of a continuous and sustainable support being provided by the bank to keep playing our role to put Egypt on the map, on the world map. And I would like to say from this great event, yes, Egypt is a kind of a composition of modern and historical moments, and also we can provide a great step regarding open investments. Yes, investment is there and it's attractive here in our own land. Come here, the whole world. We need to come here to see and witness this great civilization and invest in our own land and invest in our promising future. And National Bank of Egypt is your own promising and trusting partner. This is our own message as National Bank of Egypt. Thank you very much.
Let me ask Engineer Hassan Alam the next question, CEO of Hassan Alam Holdings. You were working on the operation and running of the Egyptian Museum, Grand Egyptian Museum. How can you describe this experience and give more details about your commitment throughout Legacy Company, which is the subsidiary company assigned with the running of the Grand Egyptian Museum? How was providing this service in such a great, such prestigious way that's up to the greatness, that's suitable for the greatness of the Egyptian civilization? What are the challenges that you managed to overcome until we reached here? Thank you so much. Hassan Alam Company is a 90-year-old company, and it's a company. This company considers its DNA, or the historical component of the company, constitutes a part of the fabric of the Egyptian society. We work in 10 countries, and we have more than 50,000 colleagues. When we were assigned with the operation contract and the running of the Grand Egyptian Museum, this was a great project that we take pride of. And from our point of view, we have a number of engineers, technicians that can cover for this place, that would allow this place to operate in the great way that you have mentioned. We have been assigned with the running and operation of the museum for 4 years, and it was in a test run state. We were mandated to keep and maintain this place until we reach this great day where we are today, and in the future as well. We have tried throughout, my colleagues in Legacy, and we are Hassan Alam Group, to run the place, and I think that they did a great job. They received a very high-level training, and they gained experience that didn't used to be in the local market, for a simple reason, because my colleagues and my great brothers and sisters, as they, my great brothers and colleagues, as they explained, that the experience of the tourist itself needs lots of work, and we need to make this place for a tourist a comeback place. And when the tourist comes and sees this place and go shopping, attend cultural events, historical events, this kind of experience was new, that wasn't there, and we worked hard until we reached a point of success. From my own point of view, that's hard to find a parallel model that we can compare ourselves to on the international level. And even when I meet with some prominent figures, and they ask me, how could you possibly combine the partnership with the public sector or the government and the private sector, while keeping at the same time the identity of the museum, and that the museum is keeping its own historical and civilizational identity. The test run used to have lots of numbers. People were dealing as if the museum is completely working. We, at times, we used to receive only 400 persons. Throughout the year, we reached 5,000 to 6,000 visitors, and we are expecting to reach 15,000 visitors a day plus. Thank you so much. Engineer Khaled Abbas, welcome. You are the CEO and a member of the ACUD company. You are creating the city of the future in the administrative capital. We can say that you are directing your support, and you are honoring the past of Egypt with this. Let me ask you, how can you embody the duality of contemporary state with the greatness of the past in the comprehensive view of Egypt? We are honored as a company to participate. I think that Egypt deserves this. I think that we look at this as a Grand Egyptian Museum and the new administrative capital are two sides to the same coin, or the same view, a view that says that we as a country preserve our history, our civilization. We are showcasing it to all the world, while at the same time anticipating and keeping the future into consideration. Anybody that visits the museum who sees this great way of displaying things and then moves to the new administrative capital and sees how great, how contemporary, how developed this administrative capital is, they would hold a comparison between these two different contrasting experiences, and then they would be able to know the story of Egypt, a story of a country that preserves its entity, its past, while at the same time building its own future, knowing where exactly it's heading, providing the contemporary life for the coming future. And we deserve more than this. And as my colleagues said, after the inauguration of the museum and all the past inaugurations and the future inaugurations, I think that Egypt is going to be placed at its well-deserved place. And we support all the national projects because they all support the 2030 vision of Egypt. Thank you so much.
I would like to thank all of you here today. Thank you for believing in the Grand Egyptian Museum. Thank you for believing in Egyptians and their own will and ability. Thank you for believing in our own Egypt's future, that we can achieve more. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for attending here today. Long live Egypt with its own civilization, leading the whole world with all its own creative personas. Thank you, Egypt, and we would like to believe in its own history with its own women and males who are there believing in its own ability every now and then. Thank you for attending here today.